Hi, I'm Shannon Enders. I'm going to be your PD person today for professional development. I know you guys are all thinking to yourselves as PE teachers, why do I need to have literacy? I don't teach literacy. I'm a physical education teacher. We move. Well, today, through this PowerPoint and this presentation, you guys are going to learn how to incorporate literacy into your programs without making it so much like you're putting reading or you're putting writing into it. It's going to happen really naturally. Right now I'm going to put some things on the board. There are paper and markers after you put your name on there so that when I talk to you I know who you are. So the reason I decided to do this professional development is my husband is a PE teacher. And he's talking about different things that needs to be done because of the new Common Core and things that are expected with the park and that everybody has to be a literacy teacher. And I've been listening to him complain, basically. So I thought I could make a presentation, a PowerPoint, not only for my class, but then again I can give it to him to take it back to his school so he can give it to himself as well as the other PE teachers so they can see how to incorporate language arts without making it a big thing. As you can see up here, it has a quote that says, all teachers are literacy teachers under Common Core. That is true, okay? You're no longer just a PE teacher or just a science teacher. You are doing literacy in your class, whether it's discipline, depending on certain vocabulary you use, or content that's embedded into your curriculum. You will be using literacy, and you use it every day, whether it's with a speaking and listening component, or you're asking them to journal write, you're asking them to critique another person as they're doing an athletic activity. You really are doing it. Now it's just learning more about it, how to put it into your lesson plans as well. This is going to be one of 4 PDs that I'm going to present to you. So this one's, we only have a half day, so this one's going to be the first one. I'm not going to leave you hanging. Next time I'm going to come back, we're going to do a bunch of different other PDs that have to do maybe with closed reading and some other things, but we're going to worry about that later. Right now we're going to start with the beginning part of this. Okay, what is content literacy? To be literate in a content area is not know the content per se, but to be able to read, write, and think about it as effective means of learning still more about it. You can see there's 2 other quotes as well. It isn't the same as content knowledge, but prior knowledge of content helps to build content literacy. It comprises all the skills needed to develop, understand, and reflect on content. Basically what you're doing is using vocabulary and words that you use in physical education. So if you're doing a unit on a particular sport, all the information they need to know about the rules, the equipment. These are all content literacy vocab that they will use. And all you're doing is now using it in a way that is going along with literacy. Maybe they're going to write it, maybe they're going to speak about it, maybe they're going to be in groups. How to use content literacy on a daily basis. Okay, so I just put this in there. You guys can read this. During PE, when you're doing activities, your job is to make the kids move. That's what PE is. You're moving, you're making them active. Well, here are ways to actually incorporate literacy without having it be a pain, basically. Reading rules to the game. You do that all the time before they start something. Designing a new game or modifying it. Completing peer observations. Manuals on how to improve performance. All these things you do. Now you can actually put it in your lesson plans that you're doing it. Okay? So when your supervisor comes in and says, I need to see where you're incorporating literacy, now you have something you can put in the literacy numbers and from the Common Core and put it on there, and then he or she can see that you're actually using it and it's in your lesson plans. What are the texts that could be integrated into a physical education class? There's a bunch of different ones I have on here. You can read them. My favorite one is newspaper and magazine articles that support the content. Students read it and analyze an article, write a connection to their lives and experiences. That can be something that you say once a month. You have to get an article. Any athletic topic or person, you have to read it and you have to come up with a summary of it. They can email it to you. It can be just a completion grade. You can read it real quickly and just note that it's done. Put on maybe one comment, 2 comments, 2 to 3 minutes a person, okay? We try to keep it down to a minute so that you're not doing a whole bunch of reading and then writing. I also like the word of the day might be posted on the door that students use on the way out so they know that that's the word you're focusing on today. I really like that one too. What do PE teachers need to teach, or why do PE teachers need to teach literacy? Guys, we are all teachers of literacy. We need to work with each other, okay, and make sure that the students are able to comprehend and understand what you're telling them. If you give them a health book and they don't understand what you're asking them to read, okay, then I failed. I failed my job. I'm going to be teaching them the skills to read, comprehend, infer. You are then taking those children with those skills and using it in your class so that they can read it and comprehend what you want them to do. So I'm not asking you to be the reading teacher. I am the reading teacher. I'm just asking you, while you're using your time in PE to do, whether it be health or something else, that now you're incorporating these skills and letting them use it in your class. No technical difficulty? Okay. This is an activity using physical education and reading and writing at the same time. Okay, so let me just hit play. Okay, so we had some technical difficulties with my projector. So we're just going to ad-lib, plan B, and we're just going to take it from here. And ladies, you can see the computer, so if there's any questions, we can go, you can just ask, okay? So the first thing we're doing right now is I'm going to show you an activity using physical education and reading and writing at the same time. Okay. Let me see if it comes up. Okay, in this video, it's a PE class, typical, where they all have dry erase boards and a dry erase marker, and the teacher has put information on the wall. The students have to run to the information, write it down, and run back to get the okay. Okay, so you could use this as a warm-up. Maybe you do something over there that says a vocab word, and they have to go to the word, write down the word, and then come back to her and make sure that it's spelled correctly. But as you can see, again, PE is for movement. They are moving. So this would actually be a really good warm-up, getting them running, getting them moving before you start the next activity. Okay? So this goes on for a little while longer, which we don't need to really see to get the idea of what they're doing. Okay? The next one is another activity using a word wall. We all know what word walls are. We've seen them. Been there, done that. Probably when you were in elementary school, you saw the word walls. So this is what this activity is. There is music behind it, but it was a really excellent example. I think it's almost ironic. It's what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So having literacy in your program, it will be okay. It won't kill you.
So, how are we supposed to have students read during physical education class when we want them moving as much as possible? Well, rather than attempt to have the students read during our classes, we decided to have them spell specific vocabulary for each unit. After attendance, but before our warm-up, the students in 5th and 6th grade run and touch letters in order, spelling a different word each day. This process began with small words or a student's name. However, we painted the alphabet on the wall and had taken our vocabulary a step further by having students spell words that are sport-specific for each unit.
Again, they're moving, getting their bodies moving.
And posted near our objectives board so the students can see what they are spelling as they enter the gymnasium. After each class has spelled a word, it gets added to our word wall. This way, when we use specific vocabulary during the lesson, the students can refer to the word wall if they need a reminder of the word's meaning or spelling. Once the students have completed spelling the word, we discuss the meaning of the word as it relates to our physical education class, as well as everyday life.
This is content literacy, using it exactly how it's meant to be used.
Two words and their meanings, but it allows them to expend some energy so they are ready to listen for the next set of directions. Words like control also allow us the chance to insert character development discussions regarding appropriate behavior during classes as it relates to having self-control.
How do students benefit from spelling words on the word wall?
I think that because it helps us, like the terms of the game, so it helps us better to understand what we would be doing if someone uses that wall.
Students are always excited to see which word they will be spelling that day, and we teachers are equally excited to continue providing teachable moments for students. As such, we have seen a huge improvement in student cooperation, motor coordination, and comprehension of sport-specific skills which they utilize during gameplay. So not only does embracing literacy give us a vehicle for student success, but it also provides an opportunity for us to educate the whole individual. Feel free to create your own word wall or find other ways of bringing literacy into physical education.
Okay, so that was another example of bringing literacy into physical education. Now, before I go on to the next one, I'm going to stop and we're going to do some movement, okay? I've been sitting down for a little bit too long. I have packs of words here that are vocab words for the specific sports that we have learned about through our sport unit, okay? So what you're going to do is you can pick any one, and then when you're done that one, you pick up another one, and you are going to see which one it matches with. Which vocab words for equipment and necessary structures go with each sport. So we're doing fall sports. So field hockey, soccer, boys and girls, football, and girls tennis. Okay? So go ahead and grab a packet. We'll give you a few minutes. Here you go. Okay? And then what you're going to do is when you're done, like I said, you're just going to grab another one. You can just put it to the side.
So you want to walk up and stick them
No,
on?
you don't have to. We're not going to stick them. You're just going to put them out so you can see them, and then you're going to tell me which one you think it is once you see
Okay.
all the ones you have. Because some of them have similar words. They're going to have similar words if you remember. Soccer and field hockey have similar information about them. So you've got to really look at the words to know. Michelle, you look like you're all are out. Do you know what yours are?
Yes, I'm gonna go with football, and I'm gonna say football because it's the only sport that you wear a helmet in.
Excellent. All right, great. That's a good one. Jess, are you done?
Yes.
All right, what do you have?
I have tennis.
Okay, because, how do you know?
There's court and love and racket.
So that was easy for you to kind of figure out.
Yeah, well, it's funny because at first I had balls and net, and that could have gone in field hockey, soccer, or tennis.
Great.
So
Awesome.
love, I think, was the clue there.
Okay, and Bridget, I'm sorry, again.
I'm sorry, my face. I'm afraid I'm gonna get mine wrong because mouth guards makes me think field hockey.
Okay, good.
But 90 minutes, I don't know, it's either soccer or field hockey.
You're right, it's either soccer or field hockey. So let's go over the ones that are similar. 11 players, yes, both have them. Mouth guard, yes, both have them. Shin guard, both have them. Field, both have them.
Right.
Net, they don't really, there's one that calls it a net and one that calls
Field
it,
hockey, I think, calls it a net, and soccer calls it a goal.
there's a cage. There's one that's called a
Oh,
cage,
okay.
remember?
So that's field
We
hockey.
have goalie,
Yep.
We have ball. Now the key one is here is feet.
That's why I figured it was probably soccer.
You got it. Excellent. Excellent job. Okay, so there's a whole bunch more that we can do for each one, and I'm just giving you an activity to see it, but that's what the students would be able to do, infer and use their knowledge that they already have of the sports to be able to do that. And you can do that as an exit ticket, right? You say, okay, this pack is all for soccer, and you give it to them, and the teacher will know. Okay, there you go. You could do it as a fun way to make sure that they learn the proper equipment for each sport, through the unit, and it's just a fun way to do language arts quickly. Okay. There's another one we're going to see over here. Another activity. I really like this one. It's here's the last video I have. Speaking and listening, year 7.
We see it, Anna, that teaching and learning really is the key to school improvement and sustaining that improvement. So the Key Stage 3 strategy, in many respects, falls into the kind of things that we've been working on. We see it very much as a teaching and learning initiative, and that builds in quite nicely with the work that we've already been doing.
Speaking and listening comes as paramount importance in terms of their evaluation, analysis, and it helps them to understand that we are trying to make them into that skillful, independent, knowledgeable learners.
Today, we're going to be looking at dribbling and turning, which we've looked at before, right? But we're going to be able to improve our turning and our dribbling. Okay, so there's one thing. The other thing I want you to do today is you will be able to tell somebody or tell me what we do in a warm-up and why we warm up. Right, just before we go into the warm-up, I'm going to give you 10 seconds. And in the 10 seconds, you go 2 reasons of why we're warming up. Why do we do it? Go.
Can you still give me 2 reasons why we're warming up?
So we don't put any muscles and we get our moving around.
Right, excellent.
Alright, so that was just a short video, but you see how listening and speaking are being involved in this. He asked him a question, told him to talk, and then he went around and asked students. So that's why I used that video as well, because I thought it was important to show how literacy can be used in PE in a variety of ways. Another thing on the PowerPoint, which I hope to be able to pull up. Okay. Okay, so we have CALS now. You ladies realize that we have an initiative where they got computers on wheels, so we call them CALS. In your locker rooms, you have a set of 24, and the male side has a set of 24. So you have them. Now what? What are you going to do with them? So I came up with some suggestions. Okay, there are many different ways to integrate the computer into your lessons. You can do an end of lesson summary, the Socrative, computer-based remotes and exit tickets. I'm going to show you real quick how to use that. It's an awesome program. I'm just going to... Sorry. And it's free. I'm waiting for Yahoo to find it. It was like, that's my presentation today, waiting. While I'm waiting. Okay, so the teacher can log in. You can log in as a teacher or log in as a student. I'm going to log in as a student because I have a friend who already had everything set up at home. And her room number, I have to find the number. I believe is 4. Okay, so I'm waiting for the teacher to start an activity. So right now, she's not on, but I thought I was going to do it anyway, but that's right. So what I'll do is I would put something on here, a question, and the students can go onto that room number, that specific room number, and answer my question. So we'll say Mrs. Enders and my question, and then the students go on, put their name, and then they answer it. And then it comes up all around the screen, and the other students can see their replies too, and I can see it instantly. So we can do it right on the computer, we can do it in the last 3 to 4 minutes as an exit ticket as well. So it's real quick, and the teacher gets a response immediately. all right? There's some other ones that I suggested too. Google Form. Google Form is awesome. Google has a whole bunch of tricks in here, and I didn't know if you guys knew about this. And I'm going from Rowan right now because that's what we'll have. Up here is like your tricks, your apps, okay? And you're gonna go to Drive. Okay, so when you're in Google Form, you can do surveys, you can do short answers, you can do drop boxes, you can do multiple choice, all here. And you can make up the activity before the class comes in, and then you have it for over and over again. So you go to My Drive, Create, Form, and then you can pick all the colors, whatever you want to pick, to make it fancy. But basically, you're going to come up with different questions. And each question can be different. You can do a drop box for one of them, you can do a long answer for one of them, you can do a short answer. Whatever you want it to do, you can make that happen. So you can have a form that has a variety of types of questions all over it. So when you write something down, you hit done, and then another one pops up, and you can keep adding them. So you can add 3 multiple choice. You could add 1 multiple choice and 2 short answers, however you want it to be. But one of the questions should definitely be, what's your name? Because there's no way to put their name on here, so that way that you know that you're getting it. And then you get to see the form, it comes right back to you. Okay? We get to see the form live as they send it, which is awesome. Then we have another one called Padlet.com. Is anyone familiar with Padlet?
No.
Okay. Padlet is kind of like sticky notes. All right, so that I like that because I'm always using sticky notes and reading, and they would be familiar with that as well. But it goes like this. Padlet.com. Okay, so you can do this one, it's free. So I'm going to write something. I'm going to write the question of the day. The objective, my question is, what's the objective today? And they're going to then do the same thing. They're going to log on, and they're going to post what the answer is. And it will give me immediate feedback. So if we're all doing it at the same time, when they put it on, I'll see it right away. So it's a great thing to use while you're in the gym room, or if you're in the classroom with health. Something that you can use very quickly. Okay, so they were just a few of them to give you ideas. If you wanted to do a Moodle, you could do a Moodle or Kid Blog. I showed you Padlet, but Moodle, they have little Post-it notes in there that you can make questions or quizzes or whatever, and they can click on there from home or work, from school, and click on it and answer the questions that you have there as well. So they're just different options for you. Places to find news articles related to sports. There's News, ELA. There's SI, Kids Blogs, Sports Illustrated, Doggo News, and Time for Kids. Okay. A few other things. And students with special needs, different things that students with special needs, they do benefit from graphic organizers and working with another person, manipulating things. That's always a good way to make sure that they're learning and that you know that they're understanding what they're learning, because then they can show it to you. Maybe if they have some type of impairment, depending upon if it's a visual or speaking or hearing, you can work around it and giving them different things to do that will show that they understand the concepts just as well as anybody else. So it's a nice way to modify it for children with special needs. You can ask a knowledgeable reading teacher, literacy coach, or reading specialist to help find closed reading materials. And we talked about this earlier. I'm going to do this in the next PD that we do together. You give ideas of how to motivate students, how to work with special education students and English language learners, and help the PE teacher figure out reading levels of all their students. So ask for help. Okay, you're not supposed to know. Remember, you're not the experts. You're the expert in PE. Ask somebody who knows for language arts, and they will help you. And then my references, they're below, which is fine. You don't need to know about that. And then we have one last activity, and then we're going to be done for the day. And this is another really good one for an exit ticket. So if everyone just takes one, just take one out of it, and you can use C, and I will give you A. There you go. Now everyone should just take out one. That's all you need is one. Now you're going to read it. Now everyone has something different. So go ahead and read the one that you have. And study it. Know the words, understand it. B and C. All right, hold on, I'm gonna quick adjustment real quick. If you ladies would take, did you have B?
I think.
Okay, and then you can have, and you have C.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
So study that, study the words that you have. Everything should have words on there for you, okay? Study the vocab, study the clues that you're given. Take another minute. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flip it around or take it away. The teacher might want to take it away. You can flip it around. And then you're going to try to answer the reasons. You're also going to try to answer the reasons and the clues. So you're going to answer that as you're working, and I'm going to give you yours. And so what the object would be for you to be able to answer it as best as you can, because not only did you have the card, but you also did the activity. Okay, and when you're done, you can put your pencil down, that way I know you're done. And what you can do for this one, I would do this as a PE teacher, I would do this as an exit ticket. Give this to me on your way out. But you can check to see how close you were to the actual clues or the actual reasoning. It's right there. Okay? So this is the presentation for today. And like I said, I'm going to meet with you 3 other times and give you more ideas and more resources. So you're not going to be out there on your own. But this will get you started for using language arts in PE. So thank you.